Welcome to Superstitions, Traditions, and Definitions. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Carol.
We're on location.
We are.
We're camping.
Sort of. Some of us are.
Some of us are.
Some of us are visiting people who are camping.
Yes.
Yes. That's me. I'm the visitor.
You're the visitor. I'm
am.
the camper.
Yes.
This is my favorite summer place.
Awesome.
Come here a lot.
Great.
All right. So
Yes. Lay it on me.
we are going to talk about Memorial Day.
Woo. Today.
Today
Yes.
is Memorial Day.
It is.
But not really when this is shown.
No,
it will be yesterday.
But for us.
But for us, it's
Yes.
Memorial Day.
Yes. It's not tomorrow or next week.
That's right.
It's right now.
It is the day.
We are the day. Lay it on me.
Okay. The first observed,
Yes.
officially classified as Memorial Day
Mhm.
was on May 30th,
Okay.
1868.
Ooh.
It was to commemorate the sacrifices of Civil War soldiers.
Thank you.
The brainchild of General John Logan of the Grand Army of the Republic, which was an organization of former Union soldiers and sailors.
Gotcha.
So he held this at Arlington National Cemetery. It was originally called Decoration Day.
Okay.
New York was the first state to designate it a holiday.
Great.
In 1873.
A worthy holiday.
A worthy holiday.
A worthy holiday.
And in 1971, Congress established Memorial Day as the last Monday of May and made it an official federal holiday.
Big deal.
So that is Memorial Day's history. However,
Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay.
the very first Memorial Day, the real first Memorial Day,
Okay.
was on May 1st, 1865.
Okay.
Newly freed African Americans.
Okay.
Organized a remembrance parade and celebration.
I remember. Okay, yeah, I learned about that. I don't remember being there.
You don't remember?
No, I wasn't there, but I remember hearing about this. Go ahead. I want to hear the rest of
it. So they organized a parade and a celebration to honor 257 Union soldiers who died in a Confederate POW camp.
Yes.
It was in Charleston, South Carolina. They were buried in a mass unmarked grave.
Wow.
They died from exposure and disease. It was the Confederates had commandeered a country club called Washington Racecourse and Jockey Club.
Okay.
Which is where this was. The mass grave was in the center of the racetrack.
Oh my.
So the organizers, which were solely African American freedmen, exhumed the bodies from the mass grave and reinterred them individually in their own grave and gave them a proper burial.
Very good.
After the burial, they erected a fence and inscribed it with the words "Martyrs of the Racecourse." And then on May 1st of 1865, 10,000 African American Charlestonians, I guess, is that what?
Sure.
Charleston people, residents, folks, with a few white missionaries, held a Memorial Day
service, celebration.
Yeah.
What did they call it?
I don't know what they officially called it.
No. Just asking as they come to my mind, you know.
They paraded around the racetrack. They were led by 3,000 African American children who sang Union songs.
Go Union.
Black ministers preached. They gave speeches, the missionaries spoke,
Aw,
and they decorated the fields with flowers for the fallen.
sounds like a very
Union.
respectful.
It was.
Needs more of that.
This also happened to be the same town that the Civil War began in.
Oh,
Um,
what's the name of it?
Charleston,
Okay.
South Carolina.
I
Yep, in Charleston, South
didn't
Carolina.
know if we had a different one. Had some more added to it.
Yeah.
It was a suburb.
No, it was Charleston.
Right.
So this event was completely forgotten.
Oh.
A professor from Yale was doing research from a book. His name was Dr. David Blight. He accidentally stumbled upon a file that was labeled First Decoration Day
Oh.
while he was going through newspaper articles and things in Harvard's Houghton Library.
Okay.
So he found this and has publicized it so that people know.
So people know. Because
And
it's important.
that was in 1996.
Oh, wow. So it was
Over
forgotten for a long time.
100 years, yeah.
Yep.
So that is the history of Memorial Day.
Awesome. I was in Washington, D.C. for Memorial Day a couple years ago.
Oh, really?
We were at Arlington. It was a really big, I mean, it was huge. We didn't really realize, we knew we were going to
Right.
be there, but they're like, that is Memorial Day. So we went to Arlington and thought that would be the place to be.
It would be.
And they had, everywhere you went, they had people that were part of different organizations, and they just had baskets of roses. And they, hundreds of thousands. We had so many flowers handed to us when we got there so we could lay them on
Awesome.
whatever graves we saw, whatever we found, if we had
Mhm.
someone who was there. So
That's
there's
awesome.
like Audie Murphy's there, and is it Charlton Heston? Maybe not. Lee, what's his name? I can't remember now, but he's a big movie star. Lee Marvin.
Oh.
Lee Marvin.
Okay.
He's there. Yeah. And Kennedy and the tomb. We went to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, so we got to see that while we were there.
To see the Tomb of the Unknown
Yes.
Soldier.
But I didn't count on every place you went all day. We had just baskets of long-stemmed roses,
wow.
every color you could think of. There's just petals blowing down the street. It was
That's
really
awesome.
Yes, it was a really
beautiful.
It was. It was a really packed, busy day to be in that city, but definitely worth it.
Wow.
I know we won't ever forget it.
No, not something you would forget.
Nope.
So as far as placing flowers on graves, that tradition has been around for centuries.
Okay.
Long time.
Why for?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
So,
because it's nice.
The earliest, it is.
It's
nice
pretty.
And thoughtful.
It's for when you miss somebody.
Uh-huh.
Or you're appreciative.
The earliest practice of this was discovered by an archaeologist named Dr. Ralph Selecti.
Okay.
He discovered pollen and flower fragments at a burial site of 10 Neanderthal skeletons near Shanandar Cave in Iraq. In the 1950s is when he discovered this.
Mercy.
Ancient Greeks placed flowers on graves, believing if they took roots, the person buried there was happy and had found peace.
Is that why they plant trees beside them?
Uh-huh.
Used to, anyway.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I have lots of that back at my grandparents have a little country cemetery they're buried in, their families are in, and there's all these trees, but of course then there were not like the real sturdy coffins and things. So you worry a little bit.
And maybe they are part of the tree now.
I'm sure they are. Sure they are, some of them.
The belief of the planting of flowers and if they take root was adopted again by the Victorian era.
Seems like a very Victorian idea,
Victorians,
doesn't it?
They loved the death.
Yes, and doing the things.
And doing the things.
That mean things.
Yes. Gotcha. Yes, they were serious about it. So they repopularized the belief that flowers growing on a grave indicated the buried there had gone to heaven.
It means happiness for the dead guy. Okay.
It means happiness. It means they found peace. They're in heaven. If weeds grew or the flowers didn't take root, it indicated they were unhappy.
Oh. And how do we fix that? Do we plant more stuff? Do we fix it?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know how we fix it.
Okay.
I do know they would picnic on the grave sites after they placed the flowers, and it would just be a whole day at the cemetery with the
Okay.
lost loved one.
Yeah.
They got to party again.
Sort of.
Sort of.
They got to be around it.
They did.
They weren't exactly included. There wasn't a whole lot of fun to be had.
I hope they weren't.
Yeah. No.
I mean, the Victorians did weird things. Maybe they dug them up for a day.
That's a lot of effort, though. They
It
wouldn't want to
is.
get their pristine
Victorian
little
fancy clothes all dirty.
We don't want to get them all dirty.
No.
We'll just pretend.
Okay. Sounds good.
Victorian ghost of the dead guy.
I mean, they were, see, that's why they had to wear the black for so long, so those ghosts couldn't see them.
They're superstitious.
I'm playing with the stuff on the table.
Yeah, you should put that.
I'll behave.
Okay.
Ancient Romans believed the spirit of the deceased remained at the burial site.
Uh-huh.
So they would leave a flower there so that they knew that they were remembered.
I gotcha.
And then, of course, there are other ways that different cultures remembered the dead. Sometimes it's with rocks and stones.
Gotcha.
Which is originally a Jewish custom. At one time, when the dead were buried, they would build stone cairns over the top of it,
right?
To
yes,
let people know that there was somebody there and to protect the body
from
animals digging up our friends.
Yeah, we don't want that.
And having a snack.
No snack.
Not what we want.
No, go get your own snack. Go find a squirrel.
That's right.
Groundhog.
That's
something.
Right. But yeah, that was the purpose of it, to mark the grave and to make it hard for animals to get to their loved ones.
Yes.
Jewish believed that flowers were inappropriate because they would wither and die, which was a reminder of the life cycle. So they would place rocks.
Because rocks aren't going to die.
They aren't. It is a symbol of lasting memory. So when you see a rock on a headstone, they were probably visited by a Jewish person.
Gotcha. I think I'll start doing that.
I know.
I like the idea of it. Here's a rock.
Here's a rock.
A cool looking rock.
That's right.
Because we're thinking of you.
That's right.
Interesting. Okay.
They also, at one time, believed that placing a rock helped keep the soul of the deceased from roaming. Maybe they put the rock on their head. I guess it's so. I'm not real sure how that worked out, but it was.
Is it a magic rock?
I don't think so, but perhaps
like magic beans.
Like magic.
You could find magic rocks. You'd be like, you know what? Stay.
And they're like, oh, I have to now. That rock is there.
Get that shiny green rock on me. Maybe it's just mossy.
Maybe it is.
It might be.
Maybe it's a river stone.
Could be.
Maybe it's an amethyst.
A rolling stone gathers no moss, so we're going to leave it here, and it's going to gather moss, and you can't leave.
That's right.
Look at that.
You'd be tied up in the moss
all the way around.
That makes sense.
Does it though?
No.
Okay. But it was hey, came up with
it. But I like it.
We're going to go with it.
That's right. Let's roll with it.
That's our new belief. You and mine.
We did
you
it.
And mine. You and me.
You and me.
Yours and mine. Usins. Yep. We are in the South.
We are in the South. We are at Mayberry right now.
Kind of are. Pretty nice. Anywho.
So coins placed on a headstone.
Yes.
That became popular with soldiers.
Military visitors.
During the Vietnam War. Because it was such a political divide in the country.
Yeah.
It was a way to show your support for the fallen soldier.
Right.
Without voicing it loudly.
Yeah, you can support the soldier and not the war.
Right.
You can separate that.
So the different denomination of coin meant different things.
Right.
A penny showed that the person who left it had no ties to the fallen soldier.
Oh, they just left it to be respectful.
Right. Left it because they had stopped by as a respect. Show the family they were thought of.
Gotcha.
A nickel indicates they trained together at boot camp.
Okay.
A dime indicates they served with each other in the war at some points.
Right.
And a quarter indicates they were present when the deceased died.
Yep.
And it's a nice way for the family to they were thought of.
Yep.
This tradition of leaving coins dates back to the ancient Romans and ancient Greeks.
More soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It wasn't necessarily just for soldiers.
No.
At that time.
Gotcha.
It was because they believed with their religion that when you passed away, your soul had to cross the river into the afterlife, the river Styx.
Right.
And in order to cross,
Was it the coins for the bone man? Okay.
you had to have coins for the ferryman.
Right.
So that is why they left those.
Gotcha. Interesting. I have a friend who was killed in a car wreck right before he graduated from high school. It was a year after I did. And unfailingly, I can go home and I'll find a can of beer from one of our friends. That's, it's always a different can.
Yep. That is a common.
Yep.
At one time, leaving
For youth.
change and money was a symbol of buying a beer or buying a drink for the deceased.
Sure.
You'll
find a bottle of whiskey on some. I mean,
yep.
It's a kingly gift.
Yep. The Scandinavians, they put gravestone blankets of seeds.
Oh, okay.
Just before the first freeze after a person passes to keep them warm in the afterlife.
Gotcha.
So there's a lot, because people move and keep their customs.
Sure.
Sometimes you will see a flower bed almost on top of a grave.
Yeah.
And likely they were Scandinavian who placed their flower blanket.
Gotcha.
On a grave.
Yes.
And then there was in Romania where you will see fences almost or crates.
Yeah.
Because, vampires.
Yep.
Can't let them get out.
Yep. Get the whole top of it bricked and you find a padlock. I have some of those back in Iowa.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder.
Don't want them popping up.
You don't. You
don't want them. It was also adopted later on to prevent grave robbers from stealing bodies for science.
Sciencey type things. We may not call it science. Some of us.
Yeah.
Just call it gross.
Quit it. Yeah. Yeah. Just don't do it.
Don't grave rob.
It's not nice.
Nope. Find some nice person to leave their body to science, and then you can go and learn.
Yeah, it wasn't common.
Find you a textbook.
Or that'll work too.
Anywho. Yeah.
Lots of practices around.
Lots of
honoring,
memorializing of people and things.
Yeah. The coins have been adopted quite often outside of the military to symbolize a penny for visiting, not knowing the person, but stop by to pay respects. The nickel can sometimes symbolize they went to high school together or school together at some point.
Yeah.
The dime was friendship in adulthood or later life. And then the quarter to symbolize they were present when they passed.
Very sad.
It is.
It is very sad. The quarter. The rest of it is not nice, but what am I, thoughtful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sad when someone's been there for it all. But,
Yeah, I've been there for several.
Yep. Yeah, I get you.
And it's just sad. But they're remembered, so.
And it's a memory. And that's why it's Memorial Day.
Yes. Or Decoration Day.
Decoration Day. That's kind of cool.
It is.
More used to Memorial Day now, as it is.
It is. It is officially Memorial Day, but it began as Decoration Day.
Awesome. There we go.
There we go.
Anything else?
Did you cover it? I covered it.
Is that all your notes?
That was all my notes.
Fantastic.
That was all my notes.
We like and subscribe.
This area right here is where my grandparents grew up.
Oh.
And met. My grandma had a farm. My great grandma had a farm over here. So
that's how you guys ended up.
That's how my aunt found this resort campsite place. but we come here a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And Memorial Weekend, we visit the cemeteries around here
Of
where
course.
all of our ancestors are
Right.
buried.
Mine are all far away.
They are.
But when I go home, every time I go home, I make it to all of the cemeteries where all my grandparents are, where my brother's at, all that.
Mhm.
And I always leave. I'll go and buy just like the flowers that you're going to put together and make something. And I've
Yeah.
got to count them up because I'm like, I need like 5 for each. So I make like a little bouquet. I usually leave something for Star Wars for my brother.
Awesome.
I hung Yoda on one of his little crosses that he had there, and somebody took it. Yoda's gone. Why would you steal Yoda from my brother? I put it there for him, not you.
Not you.
Not you. But there's all kinds of like geodes and things that kids in our family have left.
I leave pennies and I leave rocks just because I am a big fan of rocks.
That's who you are. You are
I
a
love
penny
rocks.
and rock kind of person.
And I had heard the coin thing, and I knew it was military.
Right.
But
I don't think anybody's going to shame you for
no,
having not been military, but leaving something.
But I've always left pennies just because. And I leave rocks when I find cool rocks.
Stephen died on December 2nd, which is a month before his birthday, which is January 2nd. And Christmas comes, and Thanksgiving was the last holiday he was here. So every year on the day he died, either if I'm not there, one of my friends, either Steve or Wendy, will go and leave a poinsettia.
Poinsettias are pretty.
It's really cold up there, and the poinsettia is not going to make it, but that's not the point. My brother deserves a nice poinsettia. They're just a little one.
That's right.
He was just a little boy. Well, he was 37, but he was
still young.
He was still my little boy. Yeah, little baby brother.
My sister lives on my.
I know. They all live on our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be poetic about it.
Okay, we'll be poetic.
We'll be poetic. Right on.
She lives on. She spent lots of summers.
I'll bet so.
She loved it here. We all love it here. My whole family loves it here.
Mm-hmm. I can feel that.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
It is pretty, and it's close to the farm.
Quiet
and Mayberry-ish.
Very. People over there doing yard work.
Yeah. Anywho,
have we covered it?
I think so.
Marvelous.
All right. Now we can go pick wildflowers off the side of the road.
Beautiful.
That's what I do on my drive home. Stop when you see them.
Grab them. Yep.
And sometimes in your backyard.
Yeah. Or the field behind my backyard.
Or the field behind
Not really my backyard. It'd be nice if it was.
It would be.
Fence that baby in.
All of those Indian paint brushes.
Yep.
Oh, beautiful.
All of them. All of them. Thousands.
And
you were going to stop and get 7 at the church.
I was.
And I was like, hey.
But wait.
There's more.
I've
got a field. Oh, I don't have a field, but I know of a field where there are
walking distance
from
your house.
Yep. Park in my yard, walk over there.
That's right.
Right on.
All right.
Like and subscribe.
Come see us on Tuesdays for Superstitions and Saturdays for Am I the Asshole? Historical Edition.
We appreciate the historical edition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes they are the asshole, sometimes they're not.
Right. Depending on your point of view.
True.
I think we're pretty good judges of who is and who ain't.
Probably.
Yeah.
Except for when you decide I am.
I'm not the one who decided you were. That was your children. Yeah, she did.
I mean, she did that too. You followed suit, though.
How so? Which time?
Do I need to say it? You don't like talking about it?
What, my book?
No, whenever you decided I was the asshole the first time.
Oh. Which is the first time?
Wait. The first time was when we were walking up the toddler.
Oh, yeah.
And I still think that's brilliant.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway.
Yeah,
come in.
Definitely the asshole. Mm-hmm. Come see us Saturday. Kristen may be the asshole again.
I'm not sad about it.
I know you're not, but it's more than likely that you could be.
I could be.
All right, rock on. Come see us.
All right. Say the thing.
Oh, no, you say the thing.
Carol, say the thing.
Love you.
The fondness.